Generic greetings and welcome to Construction Plus Prison Architect Alpha 34 episode 2. In the previous episode we planned out this monstrosity. This is our proposed plan for this month's prison, and if I'm completely honest, a lot of people have said, yeah, that's not too bad. I was expecting this to receive a lukewarm reception at best because it's not symmetrical, it's different from what I've done before, but also this bit down the bottom is very similar to another one I've done. But I guess there's only so many prisons you can make before you start basically copying the same designs, because obviously there's designs that are better than others. But either way, this is what we have made. Now, as always, I put it to comment section. What do you want to do? Do you want to change things? And there's been a couple of suggestions, so I'll run through them first. Actually, I'll run through the changes first. I did ask, what do you want to do when it comes to solitary and the holding cell and things like that? So what I've done, I've managed to sort of fit it in up the top here. There's a lot of people saying we could have put it down near the yard over this area here, so we would make a room there and put it down the bottom. And that's actually probably a more sensible idea than what I've done, because now that the gangs have been introduced, if one of the gang members boots off in proximity to another gang member or other gang members, they will all join in and help whatever's happening. So if one member's trying to escape because he's just, he's been basically fed up and he's trying to bat the door off in solitary, if, for example, he is in this solitary cell here and his gang members and his friends are there, all of them will come in and try and help him out. So actually having it here is a bad design, and I know that. I'm just telling you that right now, that it is not a great design, but I want to see it for myself. I want to experience the new gang stuff and things like that, and then we know that next time we build, if we do have a problem here, then we can fix it and such. It shouldn't be a massive problem because these are going to be sort of the biggest doors we can. This is going to be a security room again to protect all of this. This is going to be a protective custody area, just one cell for protective custody if we need to put them in there. I have a feeling, however, what I'll do, any people that we need to put in protective custody, we'll just have them on a permanent lockdown, so it's not really going to matter that much. But I thought I'd put it there just in case we get a really, really bad prisoner, we can shove them in there as well. There's always the option to get rid of that and do something else with it. Obviously, this is solitary here. It's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cells, but that should do for the capacity that we have, which is just above 30, I think. This is going to be a holding cell, and obviously the entrance to the area has been sort of safeguarded, so we can get in the bottom there as well. Excellent. So that's pretty much the changes. I haven't made any other changes to the prison. A couple of people have said that we should get rid of the shower entirely and instead have showers in each individual cell. However, that won't entirely work out, because if we do that, what we'd do is we'd put a sort of a cell. We'd have a shower head there, and then the thing underneath it, the sort of grate, the sewer, whatever you would want to call it. I can't remember the name of the thing now. It is a drain. There, drain, obviously. Yeah, if we have a drain there, then we would be able to drain the water. But no, it's not the case. It can actually splash either side and then still flood. So we'd have to have a dividing wall, and it's a big pain, so I'm not going to do it. These ones, however, we might do that. We might actually have something like that, then have a shower head there, and because that's the right size, it might work out. But we'll see what happens. I've had a lot of comments saying we can also get the grant to make very, very small cells, and we'd have a smaller cell, which means we'd have showers in here as well. Again, I'm not a big fan of that. I like to keep this as standard, but we will see how it goes. What else have people said? People said that the workshop's a bit too big. Yes, I'm aware, but changing the whole thing and moving it to the left would cause about 15-20 minutes work, which I just don't think is necessary. And I think that is about it. Some people saying the yard's a bit too far away, but I don't think so. I mean, it's in close proximity to a lot of the things they're going to be going to around here, so it's about right. Okay, so let's just crack on with the building, I think. So first things first, we'll go to reports and then to the grants, and we're going to get a basic detention center grant and an administration center grant, and then we're going to go to materials. No, we're not. We're going to go to foundation, then we're going to go to building concrete. I think we're going to make a concrete building on this one. So we need to make all of this area here. This is all one building, but if you look, there's a lot of building is the same. Like, all of this is just one great big building connected to each other. So I think the best thing to do would be to pretty much build this area first, because this is like the sort of basic detention center. There we go. And obviously we're using building concrete just because it looks really dark. And then I will go to objects, and I think we'll put ourselves a nice little staff door on there as well, and obviously speed up to max speed, and then that's going to crack on. So Obviously, no prisoners this episode. We'll be, just building things and whatnot. Next episode, we might get ones, but we'll see how it goes. It all depends on how far we get with this one. Obviously, that yard there is shouting that, oh, we're not enclosed. Yes, I know, I am acutely aware of that fact. But I'm just trying to get the basic detention centre grant up first, then we'll go for this thing here. So, 2 guards, 2 cooks, kitchen, canteen, things like that. A couple of people have been asking about what sort of regime we're going to do. And it's basically going to be very similar to one that I've done before, but we'll have a lot of work time in this. Maybe more work time than the last one, which is saying something because we did have a lot of work time in the previous one. But we'll see how it goes. Actually, I don't think I'll do it that way. I'll do it that way. And then, yeah, we'll have a lot of people working because obviously the shop, you can actually make things in the shop and such. The only problem is that I am going for maximum security, so we're not going to get any lower risk people in this place, which again is going to cause some issues, but I think it'll be interesting, which is obviously the more important thing, I guess. Now, because we will have gang members do not... Oh, I say we will have gang members. We might have gang members. I don't know. It's all random. The chances are we will have gang members because obviously we are using a higher sort of capacity one. We're using a higher risk one. And the capacity is, about sort of 40, 50. So, we should have a couple of gang members. And it means that the slight sort of problem with it is that the gang members don't work. They don't actually work in the prison, which is a bit bad. Anyway, we need to put in the... sort of... I know, we'll just put the officers like that, I guess. We'll make all the officers identical, you see. See, the thing is, I know a couple of people say, oh, you should leave the officers and not put them all in, but the thing is, they're just... They're cheap to do. I mean, you can make an office relatively cheap. I mean, how much is it? File cabinet 30, desk 30... chair 30. It's 90 for an office, plus the door. The door's the most important. Like, the door's 100. The door costs just as much as the rest of the furniture, so, yeah. Utilities, I think, we'll put a bit of power in, obviously, because that would, well, that would be good. I don't know whether I'm going to need more power in this thing. I have a feeling I might need more power, but we'll see how we get on with it. I'll put a capacitor there as well. Yeah, we might need more power because... we are going to have a workshop that's full over there, so we'll see how it goes. Right, staff, warden, bump. 1 unit of warden, good, good. And then we need to go to bureaucracy, and we need to unlock finance, do bureaucracy first. Finance first, then security, no, I guess maintenance. Maintenance first. Then health, actually. That's the way to go. You get health first because then you get the health grant, which is a fairly big bonus. Right, so we've got a staff room that goes here, so we might as well put a staff room in there. So that's where that's going to go. Ooh, extend it down a little bit. And then we'll put in, what do you need? A wide sofa and a drinks machine. So we always sort of overlook the staff room. I generally... there's often times when I just don't finish the thing off, which is a shame. But, yeah, is that got a hole in the back? It has got a hole in the back. I like looking at it from the front, you see. Put a drinks machine there. Then we'll put a sofa wide in, like so, I guess. There we go. In fact, I'm going to get rid of that drinks machine because I realise I can fit it in between 2 large sofas. There we go. Right, sorted. So there's a staff room. It's obviously only just a staff room. By definition, it is a staff room, but obviously there's a lot more work to be done on that one. Okay, so... foundations concrete. It's going to be a lot of buildings. So, all of this, which is the canteen. All of this, which is, I guess, I don't know what you would call it. What you would call that area. It's the area where we store things, basically. And then that is visitation. We don't really need it yet, but is it going to cost a lot? It is going to cost a lot. So what I'll do, I'll extend it to there. I'm not going to go any further. The reason I'm doing that is because then it does finalize this bit off and it does all connect. So I'd rather do that than have to mess about placing more walls and whatnot. Or just FYI and all that, I will, at some point, almost certainly... end up putting in some foundations that are brick instead of concrete, and I won't notice until it's done, and then I will shout to myself, and you will be going crazy because you can see it going in, in real time. And yeah, I apologize in advance. It's going to happen, so there you go. Deal with it. So, And we will get this put in, and then we'll start working on holding cell, shower, things like that. We need to hire an accountant, so 1 unit of accountant. There we go, and that's 1 grant done. So we now have an accountant. Excellent. It means we could go for a short-term investment, and it would be ideal getting that now. Health and well-being is quite good as well, because it only requires us to do that building there. I think we will probably do health and well-being, because it is a fairly big chunk sort of up front there. We're also going to go for an extra grant, which only costs 500 from finance there, which is quite good as well. So looks like the builders have almost finished doing this, and then once they've done that, they can go and get this area up and running, which is going to be a bit dodgy when we build the other rooms, but we'll see how it goes. So there we go. And we will put I guess a staff door on this place, or do you want a jail door? I think do you want a jail door or a staff door? I think we'll go for a staff door. There we go. There's that sorted. Okay, it looks like all of that's been put in, and actually it's put everything where we need it to go. Actually, the walls hasn't been demolished, things like that. That's fantastic. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so we will get ourselves some utilities. And we're going to run some electrical cable around the place. Actually, I'm not going to run it that way. Probably best to run it this way. And then straight across like that. And then in there. Probably the best way of going about it, but we'll see what happens. Right. There's that sorted. Looks like they've put that in. I've just realised that they have a lot of problems getting around that area. Oops. Okay, that's fine, I guess. We're just waiting for everything to come off the deliveries and whatnot. Off the trucks to go on the deliveries. Now there is a slight problem. When you have deliveries this far away, it does take a little bit of time. There's the driver, you see. The truck driver is really good for just unloading and dumping it there, but because we don't have that, the truck driver is having to travel quite a distance to drop everything off. So that's not ideal, but it's just how it is, and we'll have to put up with it. It's just, part of the design. We designed it knowing that this was going to be the case, but it's also a little bit more secure as well. So, silver lining, every cloud and all that. Right. So they're going to get on with the foundations over here. That means we can get on with the medical stuff. Now, I am researching, or I did research health, which is good there. We'll research psychology, because obviously we need to do that as well. We've got our extra grant, which means we can go into grants and get another one. So I'm going to go for a short-term investment because, well, best to get that early on. And then obviously the long-term as well, as soon as we can. Looks like this area is being done straight away, which is good. So we can go to materials and then concrete wall. And we're going to put concrete wall in there and there. And actually down the back there, that's fine. Obviously we want a staff door put in at the back, that's fine as well. And then we need to designate some roomage, so we're going to get a infirmary up and running there. We're going to go for an office there, and then finally a mortgage over the bottom there. Not a mortgage, because that's something you need to buy a house with and lend money off bankers, but no, we're going to put an office in here. Obviously this is a psychologist office, so we'll put a couple of chairs and tables and things like that. And a filing cabinet, which will go there, and then we'll put another chair in, and then another little sofa because we can. Right, okay, fantastic. I'm not going to run any cable. Am I going to run any cable? I don't know. I haven't decided. I'm going to put a medical bed in here, though, because you do need one. No, I'm not going to put any more than that, and that should do us quite nicely. So we will go down the bottom and go to rooms, and then we're just going to get rid of these rooms here, because what will happen eventually is that as soon as we do that, as soon as we designate all that, it'll and we hire the psychologist, it'll go, oh yeah, we'll bring the psychologist over. Damn it, it's failed. Speaking of psychologist, there they are there. So what I'm going to do is go to doctor, hire 2 doctors, there you go, hire 1 psychologist, there we are, all sorted. Then we're going to fire 1 unit of doctor, so we've just got 1 left because we don't want to pay them all. It's not worth it firing both doctors, because if we get prisoners within 10 days, then it's actually no, not worth it. You want to keep 1 of them at least. I'm not going to run with 2 when we first start, so trust me, it's easier this way. It's easier this way. Right, so another grant done. Go for a long-term investment, because why not? Gives us 27 grand remaining. Obviously, we've got this to do here, which is build holding cells and things like that, which is going to be a bit of work. So, let us get on with said work. And we want to put in a lot of rooms and all of the brickwork. So, let's get on with that, because it is important that we get this sorted. Now, it's going to cost, I would guess, about 5 or 6 grand, really, to get all of this up and running. But it's a big chunk of the prison, you understand. A lot of people have said that they want me to sell the previous prison, which, if I did that, we would be able to build the whole thing without receiving any prisoners first. And I don't think, as much as I like to do that, and I have done it in the past, and I really did think about it this time, I just don't think it's interesting for you to watch. Now, I was contemplating doing just a series like that, where we basically have unlimited funds, because there is an option when you start your prison to just have unlimited funds, or we could just hack in 1,000,000 credits. Doesn't really matter. 1,000,000 generic credits, no problem at all, and get it sorted. However, as I said, I'm not entirely convinced that is overly interesting for you to see, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm just actually looking here. Have we got these entrances and exits in the right place? There should be one there. Don't know why that's like that. These are definitely right up here, but there should be one there as well. Maybe I've put it in the wrong place. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Right, large jail door. Oh, that's the wrong place. The large jail door there, there, and there. Obviously, then they can come in these entrance areas. That's going to cost a little bit of money, but, you know, it's worth it getting it all in. We're not going to put one in the centre here, because I just don't think we need it, because I want to put phone booths and stuff there. There's a lot of entrances. They can all flood in this way. I guess the middle one they'll never use, because you're either coming from that way or that way. So you'd never continue going to this one in the middle. So there's no real point in that one, is there? Let's dismantle that. We'll save the door. We'll do it for something else. We'll use that for something else. Demolish a couple of walls there, and then we'll re-wall it. Concrete wall. There you go. Yeah, because if they were coming from the centre bit, then they would go in this door. I think maybe capacity would force them that way, maybe if there's a lot of people going in, but not really. I mean, they're going to come down here, they're going to go straight in there, or if they're coming along here, they're going to go either in that one or in that one. They're not going to then skip these and then go into that one there. It just doesn't make any sense at all. Right, okay, so we need to put doors on all of these things here, but I'm not going to bother yet because we just don't need it. I want to start getting this basic detention centre grant done. So, let's go to rooms, and we will start doing that. So, first things first, we want to go to canteen, and then designate all of that as canteen there. That's pretty simple. And I'm going to go to kitchen and do pretty much the same thing here, but I am going to cut out that little bit there because I don't think it's necessary, same as that little bit there as well. Right, okay, so what do we need? Well, there's a couple of things. We need to put a sink in, which I'm going to put in like that because it looks interesting. And then we need some cookers, so I guess 1, 2, and then fridge. Now, a lot of people said we could do with more cookers, but I'm not convinced. But I'm going to put them in there like that. And then that should be things connected up. Let's run this down, and then we'll connect the cookers up like so. Alright, while we're on this one, we do need some water. Now, the problem is that most of the water we need is going to be up the top. So, I guess what I could do is run the pipe straight out, like that. Then straight, oh, I can run it straight up, but it's going to go over the electrical cable, which I like to follow them, I like to have them next to each other, you see, like that. And we're going to run it up to there, because we could run it further, but I don't think it's necessary at the moment. There we are. Obviously, we need a small pipe to go to there and then connect them two up. And that'll be our kitchen sorted. Canteen, very, very simple. You've seen it a million times before, I would wager. Shove in some serving tables. They're only 20 generic units of currency, so there's no problem at all. And then we'll put some bench-rates in. So there we go, and then they can sit on the bench-ures. And we'll put some tables in as well. Okay, there is them rooms done, and it should pop up on the top and say that, yep, there we go, we have that sorted. Right. What are we missing? Well, there's lots of things we are missing, but what about fundage? Fundage is short at the moment. We need to get holding cell, shower, yard. Now, the yard's there. It's just saying that it's not a legitimate yard, which is true, to be fair. I can't really argue with that. It is definitely an illegitimate yard. We could get this area up top done, which is our holdings. Well, it's basically everything. It's where all our prisoners are going to go. Building concrete. How much is this going to cost us? That cost us 17 grand. There we go. No more money. Speed up to max speed. And I guess put a door on it. Like that. And see how far we get with it. Because there's nothing else I can really do. I mean, I could have put the shower in, built that little bit of room there, and put the shower in, then built a little bit of room over there, and put that in there, and it's not going to work out. Not going to work out. You know, we would end up spending so much money and just messing around. All I'm going to do is wait for them to finish that. Probably wait for the short-term investment. And then, I guess, once the short-term investment's done, we've got 16,000, which allows us to build this, which will be the shower. That'll only cost maybe 4 grand to get everything done. Holding cell, that's easy. That's just a couple of walls and done. And then yard needs to be legitimate, which means I need to wall the entire prison off. That's going to be, to wall the prison off is going to be a lot of money. But probably going to be worth it. We could, wrong button, if we wanted to, get ourselves a bank loan. It's only 500. I might as well start researching that now. Unlock that one. If we research that, then we'll probably get a little bit of money and get another 250 from that. We are receiving 350 a day as well, which is, bonus. We could just sit here for 24 hours real time as well, not in-game hours. We could just sit here and get loads of money that way, but I don't think that would be advantageous. I think you would die of boredom before that. Right, so once this is done, I guess there is nothing more to do other than wait for the short-term investment. Oh, look at that light there. That's annoying. Look, that light there is the only one not powered up. So let's just run some electrical cable up there, because we're going to need to run the electrical cable up anyway, and that light just flashing is sort of annoying me a little bit. Obviously the infirmary and whatnot needs to be sorted as well. Did I designate that as morgue? Yes, I did designate that as morgue. That's fine. We have got a couple more rooms that we haven't put anyone in. Obviously we need a chief of security, we need a foreman, and we need a lawyer. Actually, do we need a lawyer? That's the thing. Lawyer's the new thing that you've got, but you don't really need them. I mean, if you get them, you get small cells to unlock. That's pretty good. Permanent punishments. Yeah, we will be wanting permanent punishments. Death row. Now, that's one thing that I haven't covered. A lot of people said, why don't we do death row? I haven't ruled it out, but in all honesty, looking at the space we have, it's pretty much not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen at all, because where could we put them? You need a solitary area. As I said in the last episode, and I've mentioned it before then, the game's scope has, it's grown. I wouldn't say it's been scope creep, but if you look at the original map size, which is this one here, right? This has been the same small map from day one. Now, there was, more than half the rooms missing back then. We've had double, if not... Oh, no, I was expecting that wall to be deleted. I thought it would be, but there's no way you can get around it, really. I was expecting, honestly, for the map to be extended. I thought, oh well, they'll extend the map obviously now that they've introduced new rooms, but that's not happened. So all of these rooms, and there is many, as you can see, probably half of these have been added over the course of the alpha, and a lot of them are mandatory. You do sort of need a chapel. If you don't have one, then it's going to boot off. It's just as simple as that. Parole you pretty much need as well. It's things like the armory, fair enough, you don't need. Forestry, that's obviously we don't need. Classroom is not mandatory, but you're not going to make a very good prison without it. Some stuff might seem voluntary, like you would think, oh, you don't need a library, but it's good to have. I guess of all of the things in here, it's like, I guess it would be cleaning cupboard that isn't mandatory. The rest you pretty much sort of need in various forms and such. But either way, the side... Oh god, we're just buying loads and loads of lights now. And now that we're getting money coming in, you see, the problem is we're just going to be buying lights for the remainder of that one. But yeah, we just don't have the cash to do anything else at the moment. But yeah, going back to the room size, it's crazy. You can't really fit everything in. So I don't know where we'll be able to put the the death row. I don't know where we'll be able to put them. We could make a separate section here for death row, but then it's a massive mess on. I think we're just going to concentrate on the gangs and that stuff here. Maybe in the next prison we'll do that one. But obviously with the introduction of new things, then we always want to try them out. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because we're out of cash and there's nothing I can do until we've got a bit of money, which is 23 hours. Basically a full day in-game for that to get sorted. So might as well skip ahead, and obviously this gives you an opportunity to, give feedback and stuff, what you think we should actually build next, etc, etc. If I do, the thing is, it's a double-edged sword. If I do really long episodes, people go, yeah, I like the long episodes, and then some people say I don't, I like shorter ones. But if I do long episodes, then I can't get your feedback on it, which is, a big downside. Anyway, comments in the comments. Next episode, the plan is to get the basic detention centre grant done, get the shower put in, get the walls all put around, and then we can think about getting some prisoners. But we'll see how that one goes. I'm very aware that we're going to get high-risk prisoners from day one, which means I really need the security room up and running first as well. But as I said, we'll see how it goes. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.